Hello everybody, I hope you're having a fabulous day today. Today we are back with another food truck build, and this one is a little bit different. I decided to go on a diagonal, and so that significantly, I can't speak, significantly cut down my space. And then I decided to make it slightly more challenging and have the truck be a part of the food truck area, like the house area, and it's like, great, this is great planning, Sarah, good job. Good job. And, oh wait, I almost forgot. I used a smaller lot this time, so it's only a 15 by 20. Yay! Yeah, no, not my brightest moment. So, yeah, here we are with another food truck build. This is inspired by my trip to Michigan that I took recently. And I did another food truck build, and I will put links to those in the description and in the corner eye thingy mabob. Yeah, you've been on YouTube, you know what I'm talking about. But let me just say, I have never really had an issue working on diagonals. Not to say that I do it that frequently, but I have done some diagonal stuff. Counters did not like placing. I don't know if it's because I had the food thing, the thing that's in the middle. Anyway, I don't know if it's because it had that part or if it just literally hated me, but they would not line up. I don't know if I needed to make my box bigger or the food truck bigger. Don't know, but there was an issue, and so I had to like manually line up a whole bunch of stuff, and it was like, really? So yeah, you kind of end up with a little bit of awkward stuff, but I got it to work. And so for this build, I decided to go with a little bit more color on the inside in terms of cabinetry, because I felt like the last one, it was a little bit kind of black and dull on the inside. Not to say that's not how they are, because honestly, that's probably how they are. I've never actually been inside a food truck, so I don't actually know. But they probably don't have like a ton of fun colors and things like that. Oh, and this one, I found out that sink right there, it actually works, it has a lot higher reliability. It has like a level 9 reliability, so it won't break anywhere near as often as the like other sinks. And so I used that for this build because I was like, oh, I found it last time because I never really use it because it doesn't really fit in with like a regular house build. But I found it after I'd already kind of placed most of the things that I wanted in the last food truck build, and I was like, oh, and I saw it and I was like, this is a better sink, and I was like, well, I'm already committed to this one, and it's slightly smaller than like a regular cabinet, so you can't just like remove a cabinet or a counter and replace and just put it in there because it won't line up correctly. It'll have space, and it's like, this is awkward. So I ended up just not made it easier. So yeah. And so here, I decided to kind of have some fun and do some more like wall stuff with this one, because this one, if you don't know, haven't looked at the title, it is a sushi based food truck. One of the food trucks when I was in Michigan was a sushi truck. Not that they were open when I went, but the truck was there. So I thought, and like, once again, I had never eaten at a food truck area, but in my brain, food trucks were always like American food or like tacos, and that was about it. But like, there are so many different types, and like salad truck, like green, healthy food is a big thing with food trucks. And like, not that sushi, or I didn't do a salad type, but I think I included some salad items on the menu, but I really liked the idea of a sushi truck, and so I was like, yeah. And so I tried to kind of throw in a little bit of a Japanese theme, sort of. It's like very lightly there, not really. It's mostly there in like, obviously I don't know what it's called. Oh, the wall divider, the room divider thing, and then like a little bit with the decor, but it's not like super, at least I don't think it's super Japanese. It might be to someone else, but no. And so here I was trying to decide what type of tables to use. I kind of decided I didn't want to use the bench route because the benches were cool, but I thought this food truck might be more of a classier type one. Still outside, obviously, but just a little bit more classy. And like had like tables and sit downs. It had sit downs. Those are called chairs, Sarah. Yay, brain is not engaged today. And I really liked these chairs that came with Spade. I recently got the Spade pack, and I was like, oh, wait, do these chairs have matching, bar stools? And they did! And I was like, yes, using those! So, and because these tables have different heights, some of them are the regular table size, and some of them are the bar type height, and I wanted to have a section of them be taller, and then have a section of it be like regular table height. And so I was like, yes, matching, good. Because a lot of times in The Sims 4, they will have like matching table and chairs, and then they won't do anything about like bar stools. And it's like, no, I need the bar stool. So yeah, and so here I'm just getting the kind of condiment area over here, because I don't know, maybe somebody likes ketchup on their sushi. I don't know. I would personally, oh, no thank you, but whatever. So like there are like spices and things like that, and then so maybe there's some really weird people out there. I don't know what you like. I know what I like, and I like sushi, but not with anything on it. So yeah, and one cool thing that kind of came out, the coloring of the food truck matched the truck really well. Like, I kind of decided I wanted it to be more green colored, but I didn't realize it would match like that well. And I was like, oh, this is the color, this is the teal, a little more teal than I wanted, because I wanted more of a like green, but green, because that makes sense, a true green. But I really liked this color because it matched the truck, and I was like, yes. And so the inspiration for the roof of this one was definitely more of a eco-friendly type aspect. Now I know this isn't very realistic because food trucks, most of the time they travel, so they can't have like greenery and things like that. But the food truck area that I went to, there was a lot of like greenery and like just environmental stuff, and very hipster, if you will, but in a cool way. So I kind of wanted to implement that a little bit in the like upper portion of this. Maybe have some vines going up the side, and then kind of a little bit in the decor. Like I put some of the bamboo stuff, which is Asian. So I felt like it kind of worked. So I kind of tried to do Asian but not like too over the top Asian, you know, if you know what I mean. And then the sign, I really liked that sign because I tried to find signs that kind of fit the, I guess, vibe that I kind of had going. And so I felt like this one was definitely more of a classier food truck. And so I really I felt like the sign worked really well. Even though it's not in English and it makes no sense whatsoever, I like it. And so, and then I put bamboo. Yeah, I put bamboo around because I wanted to put trees, but the problem with trees, and especially it's a 15 by 20 lot, so it's the smallest lot size, and so you don't have that much space. Trees can take up a ton of space, especially there's not a lot of like small sized trees that are not like pine trees, and the pine tree vibe was not for this build. And so I haven't really been a big fan of these bamboo trees because to me they're a little too tall. But I guess they would work really well if you had at least a 2-story house, if not more. But for my single-story food truck, it was kind of like, But at the same time, I was like, okay, it'll work. And then once again, I put in my favorite, the little poles with the hanging lights. So I used the kind of lantern-esque theme. I didn't want to use the Chinese ones that are like the round ones because I felt like those were a little too much like Chinese, and I was like, okay, no, I want like kind of light, kind of healthy, like this is almost a cross between like a sushi restaurant and like a salad type restaurant, like kind of healthy-esque, kind of a little more hipstery, I guess you could say. I don't really know, but anyway, I like how it turned out. So for this one, I decided to go with a terrain paint instead of a flooring, because I felt like it could be a little more organic and not be so like strict, like it has to be within these squares. I thought it was more like reminiscent of a food truck that would be like just kind of parked on the side of the road and you just kind of stop by. There's not like the other one is like in like a inner city. This could be in an inner city, but maybe it's not quite as, like, it's still nice, but it's not maybe Well, I don't know what I'm trying to say. If you understand, then great, because I don't. I don't know what I'm trying to say. And then I once again used the cheat to get the public bathrooms, because I thought about building bathrooms for this one, but because the bathrooms are so tall and I felt like they didn't really work, but at the same time I didn't want to build them because I felt like that would be kind of awkward. And last time I used this, but I didn't really talk about it, I hid lights in the poles. They only work if you have them like as the original square. You can't like use the alt cheat to kind of angle the poles because it doesn't work on lights. But you can hide lights in the poles, and then you end up with more light, and you don't have like obstructive massive lights everywhere, because sometimes like a lot of lights in The Sims 4 don't necessarily give off that much light, which is a pain in the butt, and it's like, why? But a way you can kind of hack that is just hiding lights in objects, because some lights give off like are really small and give off a ton of light, and you're like, yes, but and then sometimes for some reason, like the bigger the light is, the less light it gives off, and I'm like, no, I need more light than this. So I had to like hide lights within lights. So you know. And so here we are at the screenshots. Just a couple screenshots. I did remember to take screenshots at night, so because this one looks really cool at night. I think this one's probably my favorite at night because it looks really cool. So yeah, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. I upload new videos 3 times a week. You can follow me in other social media. I'm just continuing on other social media down below in the description. Don't forget to check out my other food truck builds, and I hope you guys have an awesome day. But yeah, I really liked how this one turned out. This was probably my favorite, but the other one's really cool, but I'm not going to talk about that one yet because it hasn't come out yet. But if you're watching in the future, then it doesn't matter because it's already come out, so whatever. But anyway, I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.